Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim just released today, and I just saw it. And somehow I'm still awake. Have you ever wanted to see the story of Eowyn from the first original Lord of the Rings? But in a full movie, done less effectively and less compelling, with tons of member berries and no originality, also in the style of shitty anime, then this is definitely the movie for you, and I recommend you go and see it. I have to be honest, I was not necessarily looking forward to this movie, not for any particular reason. It just didn't speak to me. When I think of Lord of the Rings, unfortunately, I would say that Rohan is probably the least interesting thing to me. Now, that's not saying that I don't like it, and especially in the movies, there's plenty of good stuff there, and I love it. But I would just say if I'm thinking about all of the different factions that exist in Lord of the Rings, Rohan is probably the last one that I'm thinking about or like interested to find out about. I'd be more interested in Gondor. I'd be more interested in the elves. I'd be more interested in the hobbits even. So I mean, that's not saying anything against the movie itself. I just personally, that's not something I was interested in. And also the animation style. Now, I do not watch anime at all. I don't think I've ever watched a full anime show of any kind, like not even Pokemon, any of that. And the animation is the reason why. I can't stand watching the characters move at 10 frames per second. It is so jarring to me and takes me out of the movie every single time, and that's the entire movie. Now, this may just be subjective. If there's any anime fans out there, please leave me a comment down below and let me know, how does this hold up to the standard of like modern anime that would come out nowadays? Is this better? Is it worse? Is it right on the money? I have no idea because I don't watch anime. I just really can't stand that animation style. And the way that like all the backgrounds are super detailed and almost like three-dimensional, and then you have the characters, just these flat characters in front of it, it takes me out of it so easily. To me, it just looks like, oh, look at these nice, artistic, beautiful backgrounds, and then we're just drawing some 2D characters on top, and they're moving at 10, 15 frames per second, and it's like watching a laggy video game for 2 hours. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is necessarily objective criticism against the movie. It may just be personal that I don't like that, so please let me know down below how this kind of compares to modern anime. Now let's talk about the actual plot of the movie. So I would like to read you a small paragraph from the Tolkien Gateway. This is a Wikipedia of Tolkien's works, which is not covering stuff in the movies necessarily, because if you go to like that One Ring wiki, whatever that is, that always has information of stuff from different projects. So I wanted to get this, which is just the description of what goes on in the book. And this is the page for Helm's daughter, who is never named in the books by Tolkien. She's called Hera. She's the main character of this movie. And the entire page is basically 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph describes the plot of this movie, which is almost one for one. But then I want to read this second paragraph. The actions of her father brought a retribution by Wolf, who occupied Rohan. The maiden, whose fate during that event was unrecorded, lost her 2 brothers and father during the long winter. Her cousin, Freyaloth, liberated Rohan and succeeded her father as king. So this is all the information about this character that actually exists in Tolkien's work. So what do you think they did? Of course, she is the one who liberates Rohan. She's the one who leads the battle. She's the one who fights the main villain and defeats him. Of course. Not surprising. But also not entertaining. So predictable, so boring, so 2024, this is what they do now. I just hate that they're always constantly looking for any sort of leeway that they can inject their ideology in. I mean, same thing with Rings of Power. They take these like kind of parts of the story that are left pretty general and not described in detail, and then they just they go, oh, now we have free reign to create our own shit. That's what it is. It's shit. The amount of member berries in this show is in this movie is so annoying. Remember Eowyn? Remember Rohan? Remember the Rohirrim? Remember the Horn of Rohan? Ooh, remember the Oliphants? Ooh, remember Helm's Deep? It's so annoying. Even like they do the thing where they take lines from the original movies and just repurpose them. It's so boring. It lacks so much creativity, and I really just don't like it. If I had to give one positive feedback about the movie, the sound design is absolutely phenomenal. I watched it in Dolby Cinema, and there was a lot of moments where like I was physically feeling the energy that was coming off of the screen, and that was pretty cool. So I will say the sound design in this movie is really, really good. But the only part that I found myself captivated by was the part where he's like, the main king, Helm Hammerhead, turns into some sort of superhero. I still don't really understand what it was going on there, because he's like, one second he's basically dead, the next second he's jumping through the snow, killing people with his bare hands, and like killing a giant orc or something with his bare hands. But the way that they handled that, like that he's like this wraith or spiritual creature, was pretty cool. But again, it's just confusing, and then that was only like 5 minutes of the movie, so not much there. That doesn't save the rest of it for me. So at the end of the day, I don't know who this movie was made for. It's another just virtue signal. It seems like a bunch of people that got together and wanted to take a beloved property and inject their own crap into it, which is just tried and true way to ruin franchises nowadays. So keep doing it, and then out of the ashes, maybe something better will rise. Please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for more movie show reviews going forward. Leave a like on the video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.